So we live in a world of contradictions, seemingly by design, a place where we can do what we want but are appalled at others doing the same as us, a place where we think taking someone's terrible food away from them isn't a good thing, and a world where companies who treat their employees terribly themselves, but while doing that also feel the need to lecture and bully their employees because giving them a terrible, low-paying job and working them to the bone just isn't enough for these people. And one thing that is increasingly popular with huge corporations who genuinely do not care about you one bit is using wokeness to make your life just that little bit worse. They know it helps no one and merely foments resentment on all sides when they promote it. And that's exactly why they do it. A miserable workforce is a compliant workforce. Make them feel like there's no escape. And Home Depot is one of the latest people to have their bizarre tactics revealed to the world. As in one of their sites in Calgary, Canada, employees on their break have to read stuff like this. Their Unpacking Privileges newsletter or whatever this is supposed to be. In it, they describe privilege as a special benefit or advantage that may be earned or unearned. No one working a shitty job at Home Depot has any privilege, let me tell you that. But do go on. They then give definitions of social privilege, and most interestingly of all, they describe white privilege, societal privileges that benefit white people beyond what is commonly experienced by people of colour under the same social, political and economic circumstances. So already we can tell this is written by a fat woke white woman angry at her dad. So I'm sure this is full of great information. Let's see what privilege looks like then. If you're confident that the police exist to protect you, you have white privilege. No, you have idiot privilege. Everyone knows the police are always out to get you regardless of skin colour. If while growing up college was an expectation of you and not a dream, you have class privilege. Yeah, some parents have money and some don't, so what? If you can expect time off from work to celebrate your religious holidays, you have Christian privileges. So Home Depot is admitting they don't make any special arrangements for people of different religions. Shame on you, Home Depot. Very racist. If you can use public bathrooms without stares, fear or anxiety, you have cisgender privileges. Well, I'm not too sure women have that anymore now. A certain set of people are allowed in their bathrooms and some of them seem to like doing weird stuff in there, but hey, if you don't have to worry about getting into a store, you have able-bodied privileges. Is Home Depot just naming all the things wrong with their company? This can only mean they don't have proper wheelchair access. If you don't have to explain that your spouse is of the same gender, you have heterosexual privileges. Oh wow, the alphabet community, they're so hard done by. They only have the backing of all the corporations in the West. Not in China though, that grift doesn't make them any money there. And they're celebrated every day by the government and the media. They're such marginalized victims. And then we get on to the weirdest part of this HR department indoctrination session. Remember, this is while someone is working a terrible job they would rather not have. But let's talk about white privilege. Oh boy, how exciting. Why it is uncomfortable to talk about white privilege. The word white creates discomfort. Oh dear. That's a problem for a company that's one of its main sellers is white paint, isn't it? When people hear the word privilege, it makes them feel like it suggests they have never struggled. Yeah, because it does. White privilege does not mean that your life has not been hard. Oh, thanks for patronizing me. It simply means that the color of your skin is not one of the reasons that make it harder. Remember, this is written by a fat, woke white woman who has such a fucking pointless job they can waste time thinking out stupid shit like this. Just remember that. And then we get onto the main bullying of this dive into a neurotic woman's mind. When you feel unformatted, oh god. Talking about white privilege, here are some questions to ask yourself. Why does it unsettle me? Because it's stupid and I'm embarrassed for anyone bringing it up because they're always white women. How does this lens change my understanding of racial dynamics? It doesn't. I'm not a huge racist. Why would I care about someone's skin color? How could my unease reveal the assumptions I've been making? I didn't hide the fact I'm assuming this is written by a fat woke white woman because they always are. And then there is a how-to guide on how to lose all your friends and make everyone hate you by encouraging you to start a conversation about race. Oh wow. I'm sure after a hard day's work for minimum wage at Home Depot, the first thing people want to do is have a conversation about George Floyd. And if you deem this person uninformed and not unbearable enough for this fat woman's liking, you should try and get punched in the mouth and provide some materials to read and watch to your former friend who you're in the middle of calling a racist and offer to sit down and review what they've been bullied into watching. This is a lesson on how not to act around human beings. In fact, that's fucking dangerous to your self-behavior. This is written by someone who has no friends in real life and uses their privilege of being in the HR department to force people into watching materials and get graded on it. You can't do that in real life if you're not being paid. People will get angry with you and slap you. So yeah, working terrible jobs for no money isn't enough for these ghouls. They have to take your soul as well. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe to see more content like this. Like, boy.